All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. We're the ISUPK, start on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana, okay? And we stand alone. Since 1969, we bring out the truth according to the Bible to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians about their true identity, something you will never find in a Christian church, the Muslim mosque, or any type of gang-related or affiliated organizations, all right? The truth is only found here in the ISUPK under Commander Junior Hunter, all right? So without further ado, today is Tuesday, all right? So tonight's the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. We're going to talk about why it's important to follow orders, okay? Following orders save your life, Following orders, keep things in decency and order. Following orders do a lot of positive things for you. When we don't follow orders, that's when we get into trouble. All right. Think about how many times you've broken the law and gotten away with it. All right. You form maladaptive behaviors because you think that you're going to continuously get away with it until you don't anymore. And now the police behind you, or you're getting caught, whatever it was that you were doing, and you have to pay the piper, pay the price. All right. So it's important, extremely important to follow orders. So when it comes to the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian, find all those orders, which are the law, statute, commandments in this book right here. The King James Version Bible, all right? That's our heritage. That's our lineage. That's a big part of our culture, man. That's the manual to keep us safe and sane here in America, okay? A lot of times we all have issues that we deal with that come from being oppressed. And being oppressed forms a lot of other issues that we have to deal with psychologically and physically. Following orders, these laws, statutes, commandments can actually make you free, man, from a lot of stress and depression that we suffer here in America. All right. So we're going to go to the book of Barak 4:25. We're going to start there. If you got any questions, please type them in the chat. Show the chat, so lock it. How about Shimi Shop? I thought of the brothers. How smart I thought about Shimi. I shout to the sisters. Anyone tuning in, appreciate you. All right. So we're going to the book of Barak 4, and we're going to get 25. All right. And when you put these precepts, man, don't just listen, write them down. You put on the forearm of God, have some protection against all the things that we deal with here in America. All right. It says, my children, talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. All right. In the Christian church, man, they always teach you that you're supposed to be happy. Like everything's supposed to be hunky-dory and just, rainbows and, stars and little, and that's not the case. Right here it says, suffer patiently, man. What does it mean to suffer? That's what you do when you love someone, man. You endure. All right. It says, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. All right. And that's going to be a glorious day. Understand that, man. Those who led us into captivity are going to go into captivity. Those who thought they were escaping justice after murdering millions of our people, enslaving us, making us work for pennies, man. Still enslaving us, still making us work for pennies. We're going to tread upon their neck one day. And what's being said right here is we're supposed to wait, man. We're supposed to suffer patiently. All right. Suffer patiently. All right. We're going to move past that and go to the book of John 8:32. Keep these things in mind. Mental illness is something that's so severe here in America, especially when it comes to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, because of the traumas that we dealt with, all the persecution. We need to learn how to suffer patiently instead of forming maladaptive behaviors, and addictions, gaining addictions because we don't want to suffer. We don't want to endure. The Christian church says you can be happy, 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 happy. You don't like that, brother. He getting on your nerves. Well, you done slept with him. So now he's going to get on your nerves because you got to stay with him. Understand that if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian, you're going to have to suffer. You done slept with that sister. Now she's yours forever. So what? All right. You got to suffer. You have to endure, man. But there's a right way to do things and a wrong way. Salakia. What I say, John 8:32? John 8, chapter 8, verse 32. It's going to be a quick class. Salakia. 32. All right. John 8:32, it says, and ye shall know the truth, right? People, we all think we know something. All right. We all think we know something. But those things that we think we know only get us into trouble. And in situations to where we become stressed out, have a whole bunch of anxiety, and dealing with a whole bunch of depression. All right. It says, and the truth shall make you free. Where's that truth at? That truth is in the ISUPK of Commander Junior Hunter. All over this great nation, our brothers are teaching what it means to be a brother or a sister in the Tuesday night brotherhood classes. All right. That's the quality of state of being a brother or being a sister, not waiting for someone to be that to you, but you taking the initiative, which is your responsibility, to being a brother first and foremost, to being a sister first and foremost. All right. And those things that make us free, what makes us free from those things are stem to depression, things that stem to us using drugs and being addicted to other things, as well as pills and alcohol, which is a big issue here in our nation, Salakia. All right. That's what it makes you free from. It doesn't make you free from following the laws. That's what the truth is, these laws, statutes, commandments. And by doing those things, you don't have to be a dang on pothead, man. You have to be a pill popping animal. You can live life and just endure what you're supposed to from the Lord and gain peace and understanding by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. So let me drop on down. We're gonna get two more precepts. And then I'll hit these prayers up. Salakia. I'll go to James 1:22. All right. Keeping these things in mind will keep you strong. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a weak will or you're going through something. Understanding this truth, man, it'll have you in your right mind instead of going, crazy and having other issues on top of the issues we already face here in America. Chapter 1, verse 22. All right. It's the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. It says, but be ye doers of the word. Understand that, man. Be ye doers of the word. Everybody wants to say the law's done away with, when in actuality, if that were the case, it'd be a whole bunch of murdering and killing and all kinds of things going on legally. So the law couldn't possibly be done away with. And I'm reading right here. It says, be ye what? Doers of the word and not hearers only. All right. Deceiving your own selves. You deceive yourself when you just hear them. We go to church and the pastor he don't even bring out no precepts. He just says what the heck he wants to say, tells old stories. And then you think that, okay, I'm safe. Everybody born again, whatever. The Bible says, be doers of the word, man. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. How do you do that? By doing what it said, keeping these high holy days, keeping these feast days, all right? Loving your brother, loving your sister, having some compassion for your brother and your damn sister, man. Having compassion. Understand that. Keep these commandments. That's how you be a doer of the word, man, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. You can't possibly have faith if you're not working. Shalom, Lord Christ. You can't possibly have faith. Faith is the work that you do for the Most High. Understand that. I got brothers out here collecting coats, collecting canned goods, non-perishables, putting backpacks together for kids, hygiene products for adults that need help, man. Going out here in these highways and byways, in these street corners, preaching and teaching the word of God, teaching us how not to, sell dope, how not to be addicts, how to get off those drugs, how to stop fornicate with these sisters, how to cover yourself up, how to dress and talk and walk and act like a man. That's how you keep the word. That's how you be a doer of the word. This book, this Bible, this King James Version Bible is a manual. And thanks to Commander Junior Hunter, he's fixing our people with this book. the right way, not like the Christian church doing it the wrong way. Understand that. All right. We got one more precept. Let me see here. 1 John 5 and 3. 1 John 5 and 3. All right. 1 John chapter 5, verses 3, it says, "For this is the love of God," right? Because everybody claims to love God, but nobody wants to do what he said. Nobody wants to open up this book. We start saying that, hey, man, we're supposed to do what? Gather ourselves together upon this UPK banner. Everybody claims to love God till it's time to start paying tithes. Everybody claims to love God till it's time to get out there on that platform of wood and show our people their sins, man. It says, "For this is the love of God," right? That we keep his commandments. Okay. Everybody loves God till what? Till we say, oh, you can't eat no pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Everybody loves God till you say you can't celebrate no stupid birthday. Everybody claims to love God until you have to do what God says. Then don't nobody want to love him. It says that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. It's not hard not to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Those are choices that we make. It's not hard not to, indulge in the alternative lifestyle. It's not hard to keep what this Bible says for us to keep. When it comes to these commandments, these law, statutes, commandments, it's not grievous. We just don't want to. And that's a problem. This is why we have so many mental health issues, This is why we suffer in this wicked kingdom, man, outside of the oppression that we face and that we deal with. All right. Salakia. And that was 1 John 5 and 3. Keep these laws, statutes, commandments. I'm reading one more time. This is 1 John 5, chapter 5, verse 3. It says, "For this is the love of God." So don't let nobody ever tell you anything other than this, that we keep his commandments. All right. Don't let your Christian pastor or your mom, your best friend, your girlfriend, or your boyfriend tell you that the laws are done away, because they're not. It says, and his commandments are not grievous. Those are the things that keep us. That order, following those orders, these laws, statutes, commandments, keep us safe, sane, in our right mind, man. You have protection of the Lord by doing that. All right. So with that, Amajim, which means to stand. Punyak with them, which means turn and face the east. We'll go ahead and get these prayers in. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead with the security announcements. We are the ISUPK Star on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court, and after the 6-month period, the brother and sister will have permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means a tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashur, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. All right. Give to the school. Free will offerings, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming holy convocation is going to be Purim. All right. If any brother or sister has any questions, give it to your camp leader. If there's any brother that wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, pants, headband, and sister scarves. All right. We're going to go through these prayers. We'll start with the Lord's Prayer first. Just repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakah, Aba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayat, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanal, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak, Lanal, Kabawafi now, Kasalak now, Kabawafi now, Wala'ah, Kabayai now, Banasai Wall, Abal, Hawashaya now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Waha Thapa Arah, La'ai Walamyam, Aman. In English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. The Hakat, the prayer for the power. Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shah, Baba Kashah, the thunder now. Hakat, Hakat, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, La Hakwayim, Amakian, Hakat, Al-Rakawah, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, by Shem Yahweh Shah, the water of In English, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. All right, the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shah, Wa Makyala, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawak Yahana, Ha Alawakim, Ha Saranya, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Koya Yoyam, Wa Ha Akwatian, Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, the water of Mara. In English, what I just read was, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. All right. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharya, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Isariah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aishah, Shemayim, Waratazah, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regolika, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wa Yarak, Bala Yalah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Ra, Yashamar, Athma Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ai Awalam. All right, what I just read in the Hebrew, I'll get in English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adam Yalaka, Al Takarash, Al Tashakwak, Al Kayahana, Awal Yabyaka, Yahama Yawam, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ara Yawam, Sawada, Wayatha Ya Yaitizawa, Ah, Tazapan Wanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakankida, Magawa, Salakia, Wala, Yazakar, Sham Yasharala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Itizawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Bayaf, Yakawathwa, Alahaya, Adamawan, Wa Yashamai, Alahaim, Mawa'aba, Wagarium, Gabal, Wa Imawar, Wa Imalak, Palashah, Yashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Dalawat, Imam, Hayawad, Zorai, Labanya Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Kamaja, Hasayat, Sarah, Kayabyan, Banakal, Kashwan, Lashamadwa, Barya Dorai, Hayawad, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Lada, Ya, Mawa, Kara, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Layasakamwa, Ashar, Amaru, Nayarash, Lanawa, Ath, Nayawath, Alahayim, Alahayah, Shem Yathak, Salakia, Shayathamwa, Kagal Galab, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rawaka, Ka'ash, Taba Ira Yaira, or Kalahaba, Talahat, Hariam, Khan, Thawadatma, Basa Irika, Wabasar, Wapathka, Taba Salakia, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Palawam, Wayabakwashka, Shinka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Aya Ai, Waya Papawa, Waya Abadawa, Waya Dara, Kayatha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaraka, Al Yawam, Al Kaharataza. All right. What I just read in the English, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarims, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a rib and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as a Abad and as a Muna, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burn for wood, as a flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So, all right. And that concludes Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Shalom.